forget Richard Burton, the Welsh acting powerhouse celebrated for his resonant baritone voice and formidable stage presence. Widely considered one of the finest Shakespeareans of the 20th century, he was hailed by legendary critic Kenneth Tynan as the natural successor to Laurence Olivier. Hamlet, Henry V, Prince Hal, Othello, you name it, Burton's triumphant performance were noted by his audience immediately. He might have been the greatest Shakespearean actor since Olivier, but during one rehearsal, Burton was refused permission to go to the bathroom, so he simply urinated on the stage. There are many such stories, hilarious stories. That summer, Burton was asked to undertake a season of major Shakespearean roles at Stratford. During rehearsals, Henry V, Burton, dressed in full armor, whiled away the hours by drinking 18 bottles of pale ale. As the Battle of Shrewsbury approached, our Dick was overwhelmed by a desire to urinate. "Can we stop?" he asked, peering into the darkness of the stalls where Anthony Quayle sat directing. "No, Richard." There was clear exasperation in his voice. "It's very late, not now. Richard, please. We will have a break in half an hour or so." "Right," said Burton. "Watch this." An incredulous cast stood gawking as the Welshman relieved himself, and 18 bottles worth of pale ale seeped through his costume and collected in a large puddle on the wooden floor. Pacing and Shakespeare were curious bedfellows for Burton during his Stratford run. Playing in Henry IV, Part 2, with Michael Redgrave, having been on the booze all day, Burton was in the middle of a scene when he felt his bladder near to exploding. Luckily, the old fellow was pointing upwards, Burton later related, and the costume was pretty heavy, so none of it leaked out. It was all swilling about inside. Burton told this story in the set of his last movie, 1984. A few years later, its director, Michael Radford, went to see a house that was for sale. The owner happened to be an actor, and Radford mentioned that he would once work with Burton. "The nearest I ever got to Burton," said the actor, "was at drama school. We did Henry IV, Part 2, and I wore the very costume that Burton had worn." "Was there anything funny about it?" Radford asked, convinced Burton had been telling porky pies. "As a matter of fact, yes," replied the actor. "It was stained yellow." Even during interviews, Richard Burton did not hide the fact that he drank like a fish, not giving a stuff if it was reported or not. As the decade progressed, journalists came to regard interviewing him as a perilous business because the actor usually expected the reporter to match him drink for drink. Burton would drain his glass, hand it to an acolyte to be refilled, and then frowningly instruct his reluctant drinking companion to finish that up. "It's a time for another one." During one interview, Burton played a practical joke on his interrogator, challenging the reporter to a booze contest. Burton's butler served the drinks, and the journalist ended up comatose under the table. Burton stood over him, triumphant, a wide smile on his face. Only later did the journalist discover that every time he was served with a double whiskey, Burton's glass was filled with iced tea.